What if I told you India's biggest low-cost airline now flies a Norwegian Dreamliner to Europe? Today, I'm flying on something you probably didn't even know existed. IndiGo, India's ultra-efficient low-cost airline, operating a full-size Dreamliner. A low-cost carrier with a long-haul jet from Amsterdam to Mumbai on an 8-hour flight. So, come along with me to experience this strange flight.
Just before landing.
Good morning and welcome to Amsterdam Schiphol Airport. Today I'm flying IndiGo and boy has it been a ride. So, I'll explain. Check-in was fairly painless. IndiGo's counters were well staffed. The only issue being their frustrating system. You can't pre-book seats online with a foreign credit card. So keep that in mind when trying to check in online beforehand. So we had to try our luck at the desk.
Stressful, right?
And somehow we scored window seats with an empty middle seat. Security looked chaotic, but really wasn't. We breezed through in minutes, thanks to their brand new machines. Well, here's the thing about Schiphol. It feels endless, like a single terminal that never stops. We have now passed security and immigration, which was genuinely very fast, surprisingly fast for just a big airport. And we managed to get a window seat after being allocated the seats in the center aisle. It's a really stressful experience, especially with IndiGo, since you can't pay with a foreign credit card, so we couldn't buy seats beforehand, and so we had to go through that stress of getting the seats at the check-in desk, which could have not been a window seat, or could have not been an aisle seat. Just take that into account. But anyway, we're now having McDonald's, and that's very good. Dutch fries is always best, even at McDonald's. Our plane is currently here. It just arrived from Mumbai, and we are now waiting as we are around an hour until flight departure.
No.
No. Voiceover. I need just footage to use. Oh la la. We are now going to go to the gate. We're walking through. We're the E gates. I think we're E22. Soon enough, we reached gate E22, where our Norse-painted 787 waited. The gate was packed, every window blind down, so we moved to a quieter area below. Perfect views of the tarmac, and honestly, a peaceful place before the long flight. This particular airframe, registered Lima, November, Foxtrot, November, Bravo, was first delivered to Norwegian in 2017, later transferred to Norse Atlantic Airways, and now leased by IndiGo for its long-haul expansion. It has flown transatlantic routes such as Oslo to New York, before taking on its new role linking Europe and India. The aircraft is designed for long-haul comfort, featuring lower cabin altitude and larger windows than most jets. Boarding was by zone, and as Zone 2 passengers at the back, we were soon stepping into the plane, which felt like Norway meets India. The cabin was unmistakably Norse Atlantic, sleek, minimalist and calm, but run by IndiGo crew. A classy, low-cost hybrid. The cabin was arranged in a 333 configuration, standard for most 787s, giving the cabin a relatively dense, but not overly cramped feel. The seats, Haeco 3500 featherweights, were surprisingly comfortable for a low-cost setup. They offered 31 inches of pitch, a 17.1 inch width, and a 12 inch recline, giving a decent amount of space for an 8-hour flight. There was also three-way adjustable headrests with side wings. Though the seat was showing its age, a few stains and scuffs here and there, the comfort level was still far above many budget carriers. Each seat featured a sturdy tray table, coat hook, and a literature pocket that could fit a small bottle or tablet. There were no blankets or pillows provided, and although headphones were meant to be handed out, mine never arrived. The personal IFE screen measured around 9 inches, still carrying Norse's interface. Under the screen was a USB-A port, only one of the 3 in my row works though, and AC outlets beneath the seat, something I only discovered after checking my footage later. There was no Wi-Fi, and sadly the IFE lacked a moving map. The movie selection had a solid mix of Hollywood, Bollywood and international films, alongside a good amount of TV episodes, with only a few per show, but no music or games.
Okay, Norse. How do I go home?
And luckily, I had the middle seat free.
Okay, so this is what it controls. Interesting.
Dear customers, welcome on board. Then take your seat and fasten your seatbelt is strictly prohibited.
Okay, so welcome on board this 787 operated by Norse for IndiGo. Today we are flying from Amsterdam to Mumbai on this 787-9. The seat, it's pretty good. I really think the screen is surprising, seeing as on their 777 they don't operate the screens. The tray table is pretty big for a local airline, and the seat is quite well padded. But then again, this is all Norse's product. So, when the 350s come, we will not know yet. I'm really enjoying this experience so far, although the check-in was a little stressful. But otherwise, it's pretty good so far. I also like this product. Funnily enough, the crew actually did the safety demonstration manually, which is something I've never really seen on a wide body before.
Your seat will open automatically and release your
We might be. We pushed back on time, and thankfully avoided Schiphol's infamous Polderbahn and that 20-minute taxi marathon. Now, time for the takeoff. Just under half an hour after takeoff, every window dimmed automatically. I've never liked this feature. It looks futuristic, but disconnects you from the outside world. A small reminder why I prefer the A350. But luckily, the windows weren't locked to this setting, so I could just change it back to fully bright. Welcome aboard this IndiGo 787. It's just around an hour after takeoff. The seat is really comfortable, and we got lucky. We got the middle seat free, which means we can use it as extra space. For context, this is what the recline looks like, and legroom isn't affected. We will be doing the meal service soon, so I'm looking forward to that because I have seen the meal service on IndiGo before, and it looks really, really good. Anyway, I'm enjoying the flight so far, and the in-flight entertainment is much better than I would have expected. Quick story. Can you see? The cabin wall is blocked. This is because this is where they stitched the tail end of the aircraft to the middle part of the aircraft. And that's why on all 787s there's at least one blocked out window seat. And just after takeoff, they started dimming the windows, which I really dislike about the 787. I think we need actual window shades on most new planes, please. Luckily, it wasn't locked. Anyway, we're having the meal service next, and I will see you then. About 2.5 hours into the flight, lunch arrived. A vegetarian Indian meal, rice with potato curry, and another curry on the side, as well as a chickpea salad starter and a passion fruit mousse for dessert. Everything tasted fresh and very spicy, served with branded IndiGo wooden cutlery. Nothing extravagant, but honestly better than what I expected from a low-cost airline. My only issue... Okay, so food has just come. I've split it between two tray tables because obviously we've got the middle seat blocked. It is what I can see as something paneer with pamburi kuboli pulao. So far the flight has been pretty good, and the food, I've already tasted it. It's a bit spicy. It's weird. The rice is spicy. I don't hate spicy, but I don't love it. So we'll see how we finish this. But otherwise, the food is pretty good. Yeah. I've been watching, of course, the classic Friends, one of the best seasons, season 5. And yeah, I think we're over Turkey or something along those lines at the moment. We have 6 hours and 18 minutes to go until we reach Mumbai. I'll do a check-in soon. We have just finished the lunch dinner service, and we have just crossed over the sea from the mainland. I don't know where we are because obviously Norse doesn't have a map, which is really stupid. You should get one, Norse or IndiGo, whoever wants to. You should get a map. Anyway, I feel like the sun is setting, and I think the crew will probably start forcing everyone to dim their lights or lock the windows. So this will probably be the last sign of light before we go into Mumbai at around 2 in the morning. So that will be fun. I'm going to enjoy this nice light, and then I will probably end up going to sleep. The food was pretty good. It was quite spicy though, which is fair enough. We got the veggie meals. There was also a meat selection, but we couldn't get that because we couldn't check in online because we couldn't pay for the seats. So yeah, that's a problem for another day. But I'm really enjoying this middle seat free, and on with the video. Three hours in, the lights dimmed, and the cabin turned peaceful. Soon after, the sun disappeared, leaving that soft Dreamliner glow. Halfway through the flight, I looked out of my slightly tinted window and caught a shooting star. It's one of those small, perfect aviation moments. The crew remained efficient and polite, not overly talkative, but attentive. The lavatories stayed clean for most of the journey, though some wear and tear from the plane's previous life was showing. This toilet isn't actually that much in here. There's just some toilet paper and a sink and a toilet. That's basically it. And also the ceiling's quite low. I can tell this is the cabin. I'm enjoying the flight so far, but I think I need to go to sleep now because everyone's going to sleep and we have 3 hours until we land. So this aircraft started its life with Norwegian, once the symbol of Europe's low-cost long-haul revolution. The airline, founded in 1993, took on legacy carriers by offering cheap transatlantic fares on brand new Dreamliners. For a while, it worked. Routes like London to New York for under £150 each way became legendary. But rapid expansion, aircraft delivery delays, and the grounding of the 737 MAX led to financial turmoil. By 2020, Norwegian collapsed under debt and was forced to abandon its long-haul dream. From that collapse rose Norse Atlantic Airways, formed by some of Norwegian's former executives, promising a cleaner, more stable model with the same fleet, including this very jet, LN-FNB. Norse operates transatlantic routes like Oslo to New York and London to Miami, branding itself as a modern long-haul low-cost carrier, focusing on simplicity and sustainability. As for IndiGo, they're now testing the waters of long-haul travel for the first time in their history. India's largest airline, known for its strict efficiency and single-type A320 fleet, is experimenting by leasing Norse aircraft to connect Europe and India. But this is only the beginning. IndiGo has already placed firm orders for the Airbus A350-900, marking its official step into the true long-haul market. These A350s will allow them to fly routes to Europe, Australia, and even the US, pushing IndiGo far beyond its regional footprint. Combined with their upcoming A321 XLRs for thinner long-range routes, IndiGo's strategy is clear. Build an empire of scale, from short-haul dominance to global reach, using fuel-efficient jets to keep costs down. A move that could redefine what a low-cost carrier from India can achieve. So, when you fly an IndiGo 787 long-haul, you're technically on a Norwegian aircraft, operated by Norse, carrying Indian passengers under IndiGo's banner. A true blend of aviation evolution. Even the carpet still bears hints of its Norwegian past, those traces of red and white still shining through beneath the indigo blue. Roughly 2 hours before landing, the crew came around with a light snack, a chutney vegetable kati roll. Warm, flavorful, and surprisingly filling for its size. No drinks trolley, just a simple service. But it hit the spot. A small discovery: the window side armrest actually lifts up, which I've never seen on a Dreamliner before. Another leftover from Norse's cabin design. Oh my god, really? Just before landing? Just before landing, a rainbow light show in the mood lighting. As we began our descent into Mumbai, the IFE screens were turned off, replaced by soft, rainbow-coloured mood lighting, a Norse signature, inspired by the Northern Lights. It was oddly beautiful, especially knowing where this aircraft came from. Done this like multiple times, which is so funny, and it's a really effective use of the mood lighting, and seeing as this is Norse and Norwegian Northern Lights, it's a good idea. Soon after, we touched down into beautiful Mumbai. Then again, I don't think Mumbai's runways are too long. Yeah, no, we're on the underside. Look at the dust. You literally can't see. That is an Indigo A320, which Good very early morning and welcome to Mumbai. The local time is like 2 o'clock in the morning, which is crazy. The landing was alright, but we're gonna get off this plane and transfer, do whatever. Well, it's warm. So, Indigo on a 787. The seats were a little grimy, the USBs half functional, and the cabin clearly borrowed. But the flight was on time, the food was decent, and the atmosphere was calm. It's a fascinating glimpse into what Indigo could become. A low-cost carrier flirting with long-haul possibilities. A Norwegian Dreamliner wearing Indian colours. And somehow, it works. I was transferring today, so we went through the small and understaffed transfer area of Mumbai Airport. It was quite slow though, bear that in mind.
I'm going this way? Okay. So that transit was a nightmare. If your flight is very soon afterwards or it's delayed, your previous flight is delayed, then you need to tell them and then stress them. But anyway, I'm going on an Indigo flight to Phuket now, but I'm not filming that. I'm filming one from Bangkok to Mumbai later in the week. So this will be the end of this video. What did you think of Indigo's 787, or Norse's 787 that is? Tell me in the comments, and as always, please subscribe. Anyway, I will see you next time. Goodbye.